Good morning. Looking at the US markets, a massive rebound in the markets overnight. Now, what we did see was markets here in Australia moving higher. There was a bit of a split in the markets here in Australia. So we did see that the mining sector, the energy sector, still coming under pressure, but the banks and the retailers did remarkably well. And we're seeing a lot of strong buying interest in the Australian market in times of concern at the moment. And if we have a look at the Aussie market at the end of trade, we're up by 53 points. European markets were also stronger, pushing aside any concerns about trade and the NATO discussions, and looking at the current situation ahead of their earnings season. And we have the US earnings season kicking off. Well, it's kicked off in a small way. We've had a few of the smaller retailers coming out with their results, but it really kicks off in big fashion over the next 2 days when we have the major banks coming out with their results. And we did see a bit of weakness in the US banks overnight on the back of this, a bit of positioning, but we did see the money was going back into the technology sector, and that rallied the cause. Yesterday we had the Dow finishing down over 200 points. Today up over 200 points, a 224-point gain, and the Nasdaq up 107 points. The concerns about trade have not been washed out of the markets, but what we're seeing is a fair bit of positioning into expectations of solid gains coming through in the earnings season. There is estimates out that we will be looking at average earnings up around 20% over the period. If we have a look at the gold price, it was slightly higher, up around $2 an ounce to $1,247 an ounce, and the oil price coming under pressure again. That energy sector sliding on this news, down around to $70 a barrel. In company news, we had the announcement coming through that Broadcom had said they're paying $18.9 billion to buy CA Tech. This is a major mainframe software operator in the States, and a lot of people saying that they just don't feel it's a good fit. We did see that the Broadcom share price came under pressure, down around 14%, while we saw CA's share price up nearly 18%. News out from Al Brands, which is the owner of Victoria's Secret. Look, their sales were up on average over the last month, but unfortunately, once again, Victoria's Secret is the weak link in that business, and the share price coming under pressure. Lastly, looking at the Aussie market. Now, today we're expecting around a 25-point gain at the start of trade. Still keep your eye on some of those commodity markets because they were quite mixed, and the Aussie dollar at the moment just back above 74 US cents.